Hey everyone, welcome back to my Loom kitchen, and today I'll be showing you how to make these strawberries dipped in chocolate. I'll be showing you how to make plain strawberry with the strawberry leaves on top, with the chocolate bottom, and one with a whipped cream top, and a strawberry slice. Now these items are all ingredients that I use to garnish my Loom crepe, but if you don't want to make the entire crepe, you could just make these. These make cute charms. It doesn't have to be chocolate. You could make it dipped in yogurt or dipped in a strawberry cream or a lighter brown. So it's like dipped in milk chocolate. Really up to you. If you want to continue and make the entire crepe, I have links for that tutorial below. The recipe page can be found in the information box below this video, where I listed down the number of bands needed for this creation, as well as all the colors I used. So check that out, come back, and let's begin. So let's start with the strawberry portion. And these strawberries are basically the same. The only difference is the top. I have a whipped cream portion for the top here, and I have a regular strawberry with the leaves on top over here. Let's start with the leaf portion of the whole strawberry. So get your hook. You can use a loom hook or a crochet hook if you have one. Now you take a single green band and wrap it around your hook 3 times. Take another single band, double it onto itself, and you're going to pull that through. Take another green band, double, pull it through. Now you have 4 rounds on your hook. You're going to pull the first 2 bands closer to your hook end. You're going to pull it through those back 2, like that. Then leave that on your hook. Then you're going to repeat that. Another single band, wrap it around your hook 3 times. Another single band, double it onto itself and pull that through the wrap band. Another single band, double it onto itself again and pull that through. So the same for that new extension. The 2 bands closest to your hook end, you're going to pull it through the back bands that way, and just leave it down there. And let's repeat that again. Single band 3 times on your hook, another single band, double it onto itself, pull it through, another single band, double, pull through. So the 2 bands closest to your hook, you're going to pull those through the back bands that way. Now bring it down. One last time. Single band 3 times on your hook, another single band, double, pull it through, another single band, double, and pull it through. Now you're going to pull those front two bands through the back two. So you have this. Okay. Now the bands here, you're going to pull the two bands closest to your hook end. You're going to pull that through the second. So the first goes through the second. So you have that connected together at your hook end. Bring up the next. You're going to pull these two bands through that third. So you have three. And now the last, you're going to pull these two bands through that fourth. So that's your crown. It's your little leaf crown for your strawberry. Now you're going to get two of your strawberry bands and you're just going to pull that through. And you're going to get your loom. We're going to need our regular loom. If you remove the center row, and if it's easier for you to have the remaining two rows facing on opposite directions, my front is facing to the right and my back is facing to the left. We're working on a total of 8 pegs, and I'm gonna place it here so I can show you how to do the other strawberry on the other side. So you pull your two bands through and place one end here, one end across it. Now you're going to get another two bands. You're going to put your hook through that center green and you're going to pull two more red bands through. Place one end here and the other here. Now you're going to place your hook through again and pull another two bands through. Let's place one end here to hold it. And you're going to pull two bands through that center and place it here. And that is the starting point for this version of the strawberry dipped in chocolate. You start on 6 pegs. Now let's do the whipped cream top version on this side. Take a single band, wrap it around your hook 3 times. Then you take 4 white bands, pull it through those wrap bands. Now you're going to take the ends of 2 white bands, the ends of 1 pair of the white bands, and you're just going to place it down, one on each side. And then the ends of the remaining 2 bands, place here, and the other over here. Now you're going to get 2 bands, place it on the top, 2 bands, place it below, 2 bands on the side, and you're going to lift the lower two white bands up and over on the 4 pegs. Now you're going to take the top 2 bands from this peg, which should be these bands, and you're going to bring it here to the side. Do the same on this end. So you're on 6 pegs. Now you're going to take 2 bands, place it on the top, low, on the sides. And again, we lift all the lower bands up and over. So lower 2 bands here, lower 2 bands here, lower 4 bands here, lower 2 bands here, lower 2 bands here, lower 4 over there. You're left with 4 rounds of bands on these 4 pegs. We're going to do one last round on the 6 pegs, 2 bands, top portion first, top and bottom portions first, sides go last. Now we're going to lift all the lower 4 bands up and over. So now we're going to decrease. From this peg, you pick up the upper 2 bands, which should be these 2 bands on the side. Pick it up and just bring it here. Lower 2, bring it here. Same on this peg. Top 2 bands, which are these bands here. Bring it here. Lower 2, bring it back here. Now there are 6 bands on each peg. You're just going to pick up the lower 2 bands, bring that up and over. Push it up. Now let's start with the strawberry base, and we're going to have to put it on 6 pegs as well. So you get 2 of your strawberry bands. You're going to pull it through this peg, lift those whipped cream bands off the peg, replace it with that, and now that other side of those bands, you can put your hook under so that you can grab it on the peg across. You can hold that end in your hand, the peg across that, put your hook through, grab those 2 red bands, pull it through, move those white bands off, and replace that peg with the other end of the 2 bands. Get another 2 bands. Just go under your whipped cream top. Place one end here and just exit out over here. Now on these 2 pegs, we're going to do the same as we did that first one. Hook through the white bands here, pull it off, place one end of the red bands on that peg, and go under, and place it here temporarily. Now place your hook through that last peg with the white bands and pull the other end of those red bands through. And replace that peg. Try and pop your whipped cream portion up. So these are the starting points of our strawberry. This is the starting point for this version, and this is the starting point for the one with the whipped cream top. Now the whole process is the same at this point till the very end of the chocolate portion. So I'll be working on the one with the leaf topping. Now from the 6 pegs, you're going to do double bands on the top first. If you could try to lay your bands always top portion and the bottom portion first before the sides. And lift all the lower 2 bands up and over. Another round on the 6 pegs, 2 bands. Now you're going to lift the lower 4 bands up and over. Now on this top peg, you're going to pick up the upper 2 bands, which should be these 2 side bands coming from here. And you're just going to bring it to the side. And let's do the same on this lower left side. Pick those top 2 bands and extend it to your left. So you're on 8 pegs now. Now let's do double bands. Now lift all the lower bands up and over. You should only be left with 4 rounds. And those 4 rounds are those new bands you just placed. We're going to do one last round, this time single red bands. And then lift all the lower bands up and over, so you're left with 2 rounds of bands on the 8 pegs. Now push all your bands down. Now you're going to get 2 of your chocolate bands, and you're going to go around these 8 pegs in a double, not just one X, you have to double up the X. So 1 twist and another twist, put it down. So 1 twist, and then a second. Just do that on the 8 pegs. So it's double twisted excess on those 8 pegs. Now you're going to lay double bands on top. All around the 8 pegs. So now we're going to lift the lower brown chocolate bands up and over. So don't touch your strawberry bands yet. You're going to pick up those 4 lower chocolate bands and you're going to lift that up and over. Same here. Lower 4 chocolate bands. Lower 4 chocolate bands. Then you pick up your 2 red bands, bring them up. Push it down. Let's do the other side. Lower 4 chocolate bands. Lower 4 chocolate bands. Lower 4. Now you bring up those 2 red bands below. So it looks this way. Now you're going to take 2 chocolate bands. We're going to do one last round on the 8 pegs. Lay them on the top portion, bottom portion, and on the sides. Lift all the lower 4 bands up and over. Now on these extended pegs here and here, we're going to decrease. So pick up those upper 2 bands, which should be those side bands. Bring that over here. The lower 2 should go over here. This side, upper 2 bands should go here. Lower 2 down here. Push everything down. So double bands again on 6 pegs, top and bottom, then the sides. You should be lifting 6 lower bands on the outer pegs, while the center peg should only have 4 to lift up and over. Let's do one more round of double bands on the 6. Pick up the lower 4 bands on each peg. Bring it up and over. Almost done. If you can push up your strawberry, it'll be easier to close. Just be careful not to pull it off your loom. Now on this peg, you decrease again. The upper 2 bands, which should be the side bands coming from here. Upper 2 bands, bring it here. Lower 2 back here. Same on this peg. The upper 2 bands, which should be the side bands, bring it here. Lower 2, bring it back here. Now there are 6 bands on each peg. You're just going to pick up the lower 2 bands, bring that up and over. So now pick up these bands on this peg and pick up the bands beside it. What you're going to do is these 4 bands closest to your hook end, you're going to pull it through the back 4. Now pick up the bands on another peg. Now those closest to your hook end, you pull back through the back 4. And then the last peg, those bands closest to your hook end, you're going to pull through the back 4. So you pull your single chocolate band through, tie that off in a slip knot. See, now you're going to tie it off. If you see that this knot, the end portion is more on this right side, we're going to tie it off on the other side to even it out. So just bring it over here. Place your hook through the opposite side. Take your hook and pull that tail through. Then just go through any portion to hide the other end of your slip knot band. Just shape it up. And that's it. Do the same process with the whipped cream portion and you'll get your strawberry this way. So I'm going to show you how to make my version of a strawberry slice. You're going to need your regular loom and set in the offset configuration. Take 2 of your red bands, lay it up here. Now we're going to go down on each side with double bands 3 times. Now for the center row, you're going to get 2 of your lighter bands. I'm using pink. Place that here. Pick another 2. And then go back to your red bands. Double bands here and double bands here. Now we're going to add 1 more layer on the sides. So take 2 red bands and we're going to add a layer on these 3 pegs. So here's the top layer. It's the same on the other side. Now we're going to take 2 bands and close that off here. Another 2. Close that off here. And we're going to take a single band and I'm just going to place that in the center. And another single band. Place it here as a cap band. Place your hook through. Place your hook through that cap band, pick up the top two bands, loop it onto itself, hook through, top two, loop it onto itself, and lowest two, loop it onto itself. Now we're going to do the top layer first. So put your hook through this first bag and only pick up those top layer bands and loop it onto itself. Put your hook through, push back that crossover band, top two bands, and loop it onto itself to here. Now let's do it on this side. Hook through, top two bands, hook through, push back that crossover band, yeah. Now we're going to pick up this top band and just put it aside that way. Same here. Now we're going to continue looping up the sides. Put your hook through that first loop, pick up those lower bands, loop it up, hook through, pick up the lower two, loop it up. Now put your hook through and pick up the slowest two, loop it up, hook through the last two, and loop it up. Let's repeat that on the other side. Both sides have been looped up. Now we're going to loop up that center, hook through, now you place your hook through that top bag and tie that off with a clear band and a slip knot. You can help it off the loom. This is my version of a strawberry slice, which I'm actually going to add on to my loom crepe. So that's it. You can use any of these garnishes on any of my baked looms, or you can try making my loom crepe, which is what I made these for, or you can just use these as is. So there you have it. I hope you like it. Enjoy your chocolate dipped strawberries.